Right now, the state Supreme Judicial Court preparing to hear arguments from the state against the town of Milton.
A state attorney general sued the town after voters rejected a plan for Milton to comply with the state's new MBTA zoning law. Let's bring in NBC 10's Alicia Palumbo. She's live outside of the Supreme Judicial Court in Boston. Alicia, walk us through what is going on here.
Well, Latoya, this is one of the first legal tests of that 2021 law, which is why many communities here in the Bay State will be watching what happens in court today closely. A little bit of history first. This MBTA's Communities Act aims to solve the state's housing shortage by compelling cities and towns to make it easier to build new multifamily housing near public transportation. Back in February, voters in Milton shot down a zoning plan that could have cleared the way for hundreds of new housing units. And then the state sued them. Attorney General Andrea Joy Campbell insists the law does not allow for communities to opt out of the new zoning requirements, and she's seeking court-ordered compliance. Attorneys for the town of Milton argue the state housing guidelines are excessive and that Milton should not be considered a rapid transit community, which carries a higher zoning requirement because the Mattapan trolley that runs through town is just too slow to be considered rapid. They also argue AG Campbell overstepped her authority because they believe the legislature specifically limited the punishment for noncompliance to loss of state funding. Ultimately, the Supreme Judicial Court will decide after hearing oral arguments today. Briefs of support have been filed on both sides because this decision will likely have implications for other communities wading through this issue. In all, 177 communities that the state deemed have varying levels of access to the T are covered by this law, but we likely won't have this resolved anytime soon because the SJC typically takes several weeks before they issue their ruling. We're live in Boston. Alicia Palumbo, NBC 10 Boston.